Okay, let's start right out. Someone give me a coordinate. Q17. And then? D18. D18? No, try again. D3, that's acceptable. Next. Yeah, that's my operating system too. Next for black, D5. When I play D5, a certain thought comes to mind, and I've shared it with you guys before, but I think it's worth sharing again. If we're going to look only at the upper right corner, nothing else, we've seen this before. Black has 2, 4, 6, 8, 4, 14, 16, 17 points. White has how many? 5, because of the thickness outside. So 17 to 5. That's not fair. Yeah, but White's saying, so we usually play it high because there's not points anyway. And we take the outside because we want the outside, so we tend to play high. But they're both fine. So the point is, White's taking a loss in hopes of getting it back in the future. Okay. So with that in mind, let's play that out. And I'm going to change the upper left corner and the bottom left corner. So, White, by all means, will have no problem whatsoever making up those lost points. You see what I mean? His position on the right, even though it's a loss locally, is an easy gain overall. Yeah. When we switch him back, well, it's not... White has a right to consider that he will. It's not a sure thing, but it's okay. Now let me change one more stone, and I'll put Q4 just off. And now, since it's not a 4 influence stone, White has no reason to think he's going to get those points back. So now we have to call that Kiseido stylistic. That's just his style. And he has no right to think he's going to get those moves back. So it's kind of in those 3 stages. So back to our game. If I play my move here, I'm in that situation where this becomes difficult, actually playable with a lot of tweaks. But it makes much more sense to play on the 3rd line. Okay. Where for black? Q12, P16, Q12. Anyone else? P4. L3. That's a strange move. Okay. Q10. We'll do one more for 13. Okay. So on the upper left, we have pinches, A, E, and F, although E is not a pinch. There's no reason in the world to play E. It makes no sense whatsoever about a pinch. It won't get stable. Makes no sense whatsoever. Let's remove E. So there's pinches. There's 6 of them. We've marked 2. And then there's stabilizing on the top with a move like B. Those are fine. They don't, they're perfectly fine moves, but they don't take into consideration the board. I mean, what's happening on the board. If we look in the upper right, we've got 1 black stone, 1 white stone. It's equal. So nothing special there. But on the bottom of the board, we have a shimari. Shimaris love to extend. And we have a 4/4 stone. 4/4 stones like to extend. Oh, I really like to extend. Well, shimaris love to extend. So that's a lot of desire for the bottom area. The other moves in the upper right are fine. The player might desire those moves, but the board doesn't particularly. See what I mean? So you can play A. A pro might play A because that's his style. That's the one he's working on. He's developing that move. But the board says the bottom's biggest, and it would be third line because there's no moyo here. And let's get rid of D because it makes no sense. And we'll get rid of C because that's fourth line. There's no need for fourth line. So we can play C or D. They're both the same idea. D takes advantage of it immediately. C's corner first, which is a fraction bigger than side, and in this case it's not even that big because of the shimari. They're both fine. So amongst these, and while we're at it, E's fine too. G is fine. But C and D are the next straightforward move. Okay. So let's vote. I got a D, I got a D, a bunch of the weird ones, but since I want to play on the bottom, we're going with D because no one's mentioned C. Oh, a couple C's there, but mostly D. Okay, my move. Towards the left. Q16. Q50. Yes, those are only two moves. They're a little different. They both get out, but B is more of a contact move. It's a proper contact move. So we'll settle more actively. A is less of a contact move, and will help the stones less, as it were. Well, instead of explaining it, because that's a little hard to know what to explain, let's look at the two variations. White settled, absolutely, not literally absolutely, could die eventually, but very, very solid with points. Black, on the other hand, there's room, for instance, this move can connect under, right? Or get out. There's Aji here. Now, black's fine for the moment, but he doesn't really have points, and his stability is far less in question than white's. Far more in question than white's. So, it seems better for white, but not necessarily. Okay, so that was that one.